tiny, tiny tribe. May we all be seated. Our program is about to start again. Hello. May we all be seated. For those who want to watch our live video, you can visit the YouTube channel Mapro Int. Mapro Int. For entertainment. Those who are outside, nokurudzirwa kupinda mukati. Our YouTube channel is Mapro Int. Mapro, M-A-P-R-O. Then you put a space, then int, E-N-T, for entertainment. Maripanze. Akite dipinte zikarisike basi, zenu zitatu. Vanima exhibitions zikarai muri ready. Those who have exhibitions should just be ready for now. DJ.
In our regard, the campus, we refer to it as a community of students or staff. And finally, conflict, we refer to it as a serious disagreement or argument between two different parts. And now I'm now defining our topic as a whole. Basically, listening as a tool to resolve campus conflicts. We define it as the process of receiving and responding to verbal and non-verbal cues in a way to find a solution within our community. In this regard, the community is the university, which comprises of the student society, the staff members, and the surrounding community members. And under our topic, we divided it into about 7 different segments. The first segment will be listening versus hearing, and then we'll move on to process of listening, approaches to listening, types of listening, active and passive listening, barriers to effective listening, campus conflicts, causes of campus conflicts, and finally how to resolve them. And then I pass on to Ms. Mapro.
Thank you so much to the President, Dominic F. Before I continue the presentation, I'd just like to welcome our guest of honor who has arrived. I was not told to continue the presentation, but Tatsikwa. And so as many Black people would like to welcome you to the ASA Student Association. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll continue with the topic that has been mentioned by Dominic, listening as a tool to resolve campus conflicts. Already Dominic has alluded to what listening is, he has alluded to what a campus is, he has alluded to what a conflict is, as well as what the tool is in the event of a campus conflict. So my task is basically to expound on what listening is. So on my list of objectives that I listed on the PowerPoint, I've got listening, which versus hearing. I've got the purpose of listening, I've got types of listening, and skills and techniques of listening. Because first and foremost, the question that you should ask is, why should I even listen to you standing in front of me? Why should you as a leader be the one to tell me what to do? And after I listen, what's the benefit to me? How does it engage me as a campus? How does it engage me as a student? How does it make me as a better leader? As he puts it to the next slide, there is a picture that basically differentiates what listening is and what hearing is. And just as Dominic had said, listening is more of an intention. You do it wanting to do it, whereas hearing is passive. You can be on the table listening to me, you can be on the table on your phone, hence you're not paying attention. You can be on the table looking at the computer, therefore you're hearing, because at the end of the day, you're not really paying attention to what I'm saying. You're just hearing me speak within the background. And therefore, at the end of the day, what it is that I say, or the momentum or spirit of my words are not accustomed to or are not ingrained into your spirit. As Forbes fixes the technological problem, let's give him a bit of time. Give him a bit of time. If you can just have a bit of assistance maybe, just to continue the slide. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, allow me to hand over the mic to our MC, who is talented in these impromptu speeches, unlike me.
Thank you. While they are dealing with some logistical issues as far as technology is concerned, I don't know whether it is about nanotechnology or any other aspect. Anyway, we want to introduce our invited guest or distinguished guests. We are all important, but we thought of having our distinguished guests here present with us. What I will do, I think I will go straight to Tatena. First of all, let us come here. We want to. Okay. We have got representatives for this ASA, African Student Association. So we want to introduce them to our invited guests, and then we will introduce our distinguished guests later. So, can you come again, or you are still busy? No problem. Gurure is a bit tied up. I want you to come with your paper, my brother Tatenda, come with that paper. We want to use this, yeah. So you can proceed with the ASA introductions.
Salibonani. Ufuna ukukhuluma ngisindebele la but hey nginadoba. Okay. Pashipamwe. Welcome. My name is Comrade Tatenda Newman Nyoka. I'm the Vice President of ASA. So today we are humbled to be here. Like, can I say, it's nice to be here. Thank you. You know, I want to take you the history, but not much. You know, leadership is a very scarce commodity. So the people I'm seeing here today are going to be the people in future leadership positions tomorrow. If we are not eliminated by natural disasters, if we are not eliminated by AIDS, maybe, we are going to be sent there tomorrow. Maybe some of you are going to be vice presidents, prime minister, cabinet ministers of your countries. So when we are here, we are not just the future leadership of tomorrow, we are also the leaders of today. So like we said, the vision of Africa starts now. We don't need to wait for our leaders right now to make the way forward. If they give us a direction, we make a way forward. This is what we want to do. Like we said before, there's a vision for the United States of Africa. When there's that vision, before that vision is achieved, as the young people, we should take lead in trying to achieve this. So we have formed African Student Association as a way to complement that vision. That one day, if we are to be the leaders of this Africa, this vision will be realized. If we manage to realize this vision today by forming African Student Association, this vision can be realized in the future. So the vision starts with you. The Bible says, my people perish because the lack of what? Vision. So if we don't have vision today, we are going to perish tomorrow. So this vision needs to be perpetuated by you as African students. So before I waste much of your time, let me delve much into the fulcrum of my introductions. I'm very sorry today. I'm a legal practitioner to be. So sometimes I would want to showcase my legal profession and try to make sure that you see, I'm proud of my profession. I'm actually by a Temple Law School at Great Zimbabwe University, the only university in Zimbabwe that is called Great Zimbabwe University, the only. So I'm happy to be here today. So I'll introduce my delegates today. We have got Secretary for Gender, Osasiwe Messi from Jomo Kenyatta. For the purpose of our guest of honors,
I am happy to be here, and I'm
forward. We have got the president of SADC, Jubilee from this. I don't know how to pronounce it. Which word I don't know how. I just go into this.
We're colonized by the British, so we might as well say wits, but it's wits. I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad to see the turn-up is more than I even expected. There are hungry minds out there, and I'm hoping from here, whatever we share today, we can go and make leaders of other people out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've got Gure Kuzai, the Secretary General of ASA SADC. Is he here with us? Okay, in absentia, we recognize him. We have got Marongere Tapiwa, who is also the National Secretary SG for Zikosu, and also the Treasurer of ASA as a coordinator board. It's not with us just now. We have got President of ASA East Africa, Naganda Proskovia, from Kampala International University.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Kampala! We are going up and up and up and up. You know, one thing that I like about ASA, or one thing that I like about myself, is that when you are in a position of leadership, you should always respect your boss. Your boss should never feel threatened by you. Because being a vice president is a very threatening position for the president. So you should always make sure your president feels very much comfortable in every respect. So president, your position is very much guaranteed, and your security is guaranteed. We are only targeting criminals around you. So, as in our culture, when your boss is about to be introduced, you make sure that you accord him the respect that he deserves. By just according the respect, it does not only translate to me, but also you, because I'm a leader just now. So I need to translate that you also respect him. If I don't do that, then it becomes a problem for me. Maybe tomorrow I might just be known to be found, so that may you all rise up as I introduce you, the President of African Student Association, the Whole of Africa, Kinene Edward, the President of ASA, who also happens to be the Prime Minister of Makerere University, Uganda. Over to you, Your Excellency.
Very good afternoon, great men and women. It is an honor again to welcome you to this great conference of the African Students Association. I hope that we learn from each other. Like the theme of this conference, that the future of Africa is our responsibility. I believe the future is today. We are the future. We are the leaders of today. There is no leader of tomorrow, but we are the leaders. And we must believe in ourselves. We politicians also come and go, but our great nation of Africa will always be here to stay. Let us love one another. Let us respect one another. Thank you very much. God bless Africa. Thank you very much.
Wonderful from Uganda. Thank you so much. And now, let us go into the introduction of our distinguished guests. In our midst, we have a representative of the Provincial Affairs Minister, Honorable Ezra Chazamira, represented by Comrade Machako, Director. So, Comrade Machako, can you just come and greet your colleague?
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Mwebale Guja. That's welcome in Kiganda.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause. You know, when democracy is prevailing, it is not always the head that should be present, but you engage in what we call delegatory democracy. So the minister delegated, and the minister is here, provincial affairs, in form of comrade Mapro. Zakanaka ke, lati murua maboko zakanaka. Mumwa wana kutaka kusaidia muna kuna. I know he is very busy in Harare, but he is here. Then let me again ask the Minister for Provincial Affairs to also introduce the representative of the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, and Comrade Mapro.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. As most of you are aware, the Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education had quite some busy schedule. Starting yesterday, when he was at the helm of the graduation ceremony at the University of Zimbabwe. And today, he sped off to Bulawayo, where the United College of Education, UC in Bulawayo, where there's yet another graduation. And tomorrow we are hosting him again at the Great Zimbabwe University. Because of that tight schedule, he has assigned the Deputy Director in the Department of University Education, Mr. Butete. Our protocol normally would demand to introduce him at the point of his speech delivery. But suffice to say, you can rise for the students' body to recognize him.
Saludani, bom dia, bonjour, buenos dias, como ça va? Merci.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. It's like it's all fine. Akula matata.
Akula matata kalatifa kufana ipa papo. Thank you so much. Obrigado, asante sana. That's okay now. Let me go back to the agenda to call upon the ASA President. After the ASA President, then we have a speech from our Minister of Higher Tertiary Education, and you can have them according to their order. You can come and take over.
Thank you so much, Professor Kusha. You know, it's always a good, like I said before, it's always hard to recognize people. At the end of the day, you are not recognized. I recognize people, and I accorded people their honor, but no one accorded an honor on myself. And no one even bothered to introduce myself. It's no one equal. My name, like I said, I'm the Vice President of ASA. So I'm glad to meet you. So at this moment in juncture, I will call upon the President, my President, your President of ASA, Kinene Edward, to come and deliver his speech. Sorry for the mix-up once again. I'm very sorry. At this moment in juncture, I will call upon the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs, Mashingo, to give his welcome remarks
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. The Minister of State for Provincial Affairs, Honorable Ezra Ruai Chatamira, wanted to be part of these deliberations, but unfortunately, when he left for parliamentary business yesterday, he's still quite committed in Harare. It will only be with us maybe late at night. So he sent me with his welcome speech. So you may not need to ask for primary evidence for whatever I say. It's really from the Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Professor Emon Murwira, here today represented by Mr. Butete, Vice Chancellor and Principals of other institutions of higher education here present, Deans of Students here present, student leaders, in particular, African Students Association President, Mr. Samakula Kinene from the great Makerere University. I know when we were still growing up, there were only two universities. It was either Makerere University or University of Wakarara. Secretary for Gender, East Africa, Osasiwe Messi from Jomo Kenyatta. You know, when we were still growing up in the early 70s, we used to enjoy music by Mori River, Jazz Band, T07, Shirat. It inspired us during our liberation war in Zimbabwe. And I understand there is equally what they term a lost citizen of Shonas in Kenya. Hopefully you'll get in touch with them. Thank you for keeping our fellow comrades there. As a president, East Africa, Nagawa, Proscovia, and I understand when I was still doing my higher education, popularly known as A-level in Zimbabwe, we used to have a Ugandan teacher, Katuli, and that's where I got this statement of welcoming you, Mwebale Kwijwa. Captains of industry and commerce, media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It is my singular honor on behalf of the entire province, its people and leadership, to welcome you all to this special and honorous occasion of the African Students Association. We are indeed honored as a province, home to the name of this great nation and the great Zimbabwe monuments, to host in our midst great professionals in the making from various universities. Distinguished guests, that is from Kenya, South Africa, South Sudan, DRC, and other countries, including those from our own universities. You are our African brothers and sisters. As such, it is important that out of the spirit of Ubuntu, I say this province, and Zimbabwe in particular, is your home, which is accommodative and hospitable to us all. Unfortunately, I left the mayor of Masvingo. He had promised an honor to you all. The freedom of the city of Masvingo is on its way. Together, today, we are a family brought closer by our students, whose wishes are to encourage the expansion and expression of ideas and ideologies of our founding fathers of Africa, the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, Abdel Nasser, Julius Nyerere, and Nelson Mandela, just to mention but a few. I would like to draw your attention to Julius Nyerere's 1960 statement. If any of the young men and women who are given education by other people of a republic adopt attitudes of superiority or fail to use the education to help the development of their republic, then they are betraying our nation. So this cross-fertilization which you are doing is quite historical. It is part of our legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Agenda 2063 and SADC industrialization roadmap provides us all with the economic development cardinal points. These cardinal points also underpin Zimbabwe's 2030 vision as pronounced by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable His Excellency Comrade E.T. Mnangagwa, that Zimbabwe become an upper middle income economy. And I hope all your deliberations here today will effectively dovetail into that vision, the national vision, the regional vision, the continental vision, and indeed the UN level vision. Inspired by Comrade Julius Nyerere's statement and the above challenge and the above visions, I challenge our students today to take the lead in industrialization process and provide real-time solutions to our continent's challenges. Invited guests, our province provides opportunities for trade, investment, and tourism to the best described in our catchphrase in Masvingo is the cradle of Zimbabwe's heritage. And when you are in Masvingo, the heritage lies both in the social, economic, and political dimensions. So going forward, I invite you, all our brothers from the continent, to tell Zimbabwe and Masvingo story that we are open for business in trade, investment, and tourism. Zimbabwe, and particularly Masvingo province, lies along the historical Cape to Cairo Bay-Line connectivity, now being revived through the Belt and Road Initiative. I think those who know President Xi Jinping's vision will concur with me. And unlike the ancient University of Timbuktu, which existed in its physical form, the 16th century Great Zimbabwe higher education system was illustrated in the form of export of quality goods and services. So the 16th century education system in this part of the country was shown in the content of the goods and services which traded with the rest of the world. That is, leadership, infrastructure, culture, trade and commerce were part of the Great Zimbabwe education system and heritage. Those who may be aware, I think you may take our dear visitors to the Great Zimbabwe monuments. At one point, I know it was the 5th largest man-made monuments. That is, first the Chinese Great Wall, second the Egyptian pyramids, then the Great Zimbabwe monuments. When you go there, the artistry, the workmanship there illustrates somehow that there was supposed to have been some university set aside somewhere, teaching professionals the arts of mining, agriculture, or even construction. Thus, we actually call upon our education system to produce not only academic excellence, but products and services that are marketable internationally. In conclusion, I wish you well during after this special occasion. Every time to visit the Great Zimbabwe monuments, every time to visit our largest man-made lakes. In Zimbabwe, this province is home to the two largest man-made lakes in the country. So we are actually a water body. We are equally known as the sweet province because we produce sugar, the only province that fits the European Union and the region in terms of sugar and sugar-related products. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. Feel free, engage without fear or favor. I thank you.
Another round of applause. Yeah, that's great. You know, wise words, quite comprehensive. I think it's quite good. And now let me call upon the ASA president so that the guest of honor will get the whole picture. After the ASA president, we'll have our guest of honor coming in with his speech. ASA president, let us clap hands for the Ugandan.
Thank you very much. The guest of honor, the Minister of High and Tertiary Education of the government of Zimbabwe, the Honorable Minister of State from Mashingo Province, our dear guest speaker, Dean of Students, great men and women of Africa, a very good afternoon to you. Chinene Edward Semakula is my name, the 84th Prime Minister of the great alma mater, Mapro University, but above all, the President of the African Students Association. It is an honor to be here. I must say, I'm really humbled. I bring warm greetings from the Vice Chancellor of Mapro University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, who could not make it due to different state duties, but I know he's here in spirit and mind, as well as the Dean of Students of Mapro University. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank the organizers of this event for the outstanding work they have done to make it a great success. And also for the extraordinary hospitality that we've so far received since our arrival to this great nation of Zimbabwe. Like they said in the Mola time, when they came for the Catholics, I did not speak because I was a Catholic. When it happened to the Jews, I did not speak because I thought I was not a Jew. When it happened to the Protestants, I said, well, I'm not a Protestant. But when they came for me, there was no one to speak. Fellow Africans, let us rise up to the occasion and start speaking about unity in our great continent. The African Students Association is not a political organ, but rather a platform for patriotic African student leaders from diverse backgrounds to participate in professional development schemes. A platform for networking with our brothers and sisters from different education regions. The African Students Association is aimed at bettering working relations between the deans of students and the student leaders. Fellow student leaders, much as we have the freedom of speech and expression, we should always keep in mind the right to think before we speak. A wise man does not speak because he has to give a speech, but rather speaks because he has something to speak about. It is high time we say what we mean, and we mean what we say. We should never forget that we are students, but more so respect the fact that we are leaders. Leadership is a sacrifice. Leadership is passion. Leadership is commitment. I do not believe that leaders are either born or made, but rather a leader is someone that comes out of the many to be identified to lead the rest. There is nothing on a silver plate. Like the great Napoleon Bonaparte said, it is better to sleep less than to work less. It is high time we, the young people, begin to work and sleep less. In Mapro University, we as a Students Guild came up with a student scholarship fund where we partnered with different corporate companies to help the less privileged students of the African soil to access better education. Further, we have also set up an employment ministry in the cabinet which works with the university administration to help get jobs for continuing students in order to acquire some money of upkeep and limit insecurity cases. The ministry also partners with different companies and organizations through the help of the state and administration to get internship places as well as jobs for graduating students. Fellow intellectuals, we should remember that education is the only key to fight poverty. In our culture, in Uganda, they say poverty is like a lion. If you do not fight it, it will bite you. Galanta wins, miracles, elections come and go. Africa is here to stay. Let us always remember that we are brothers and sisters. Let us love one another. Let us share together. With this great honor, allow me to welcome you to the African Students Association 2018 conference. God bless you. God bless this great continent of Africa. Thank you very much.
Yeah, another round of applause. From Uganda. That's wonderful. Uganda, for that matter. Thank you so much. I think now it's time to call upon the main guest. Comrade Mucha. I don't know if you for the biggest in order to call upon our main guest.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. I don't know, I will repeat for the sake of protocol. The Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, because of his tight schedule, was unable to be with us today, and he has sent his representative to be with us today. I know a brief background about Mr. Butete. He identifies himself more with these prophets of Mashingo than from Miglets, where he comes from, given the fact that those who know history, the Mutapa Empire at one point stretched from here in Mashingo, where you are, to Beira, Yes, in South Africa, Angola, and even Botswana. So he said by right he's part of Mashingo. He is a teacher by profession, and I think to the bone, because whenever he is in touch with students, he feels at home. He taught for quite a long time at Chekato High School, just in the Midlands, before he changed ship. I think it was change of form and not substance. The substance remained that of a teacher, and he landed at the post of deputy director in the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, in the Department of University Education, better known as the Higher Education Program, to be specific. So he is into HEP program in Harare. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Mr. Mutete to the podium and to address us.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. When anyone talks of teaching, I think they cannot ignore me. I've been a teacher for a long time, and I really enjoyed myself when I was a teacher. I was teaching physics A level, and I was enjoying every bit of it. You know, teaching is just good to myself. And after that, when I went to head office, I worked with polytechnics. That's why I know polytechnics people, principals, vice principals, deans of students, the likes of Mr. Nangola. I worked with the polytechnics. Then I changed to the National Examination Department, commonly known as EXCO. I worked there as an acting deputy director, EXCO, and I'm quite familiar with the happenings there. ITCs, VTCs, polytechnics, everything. I'm quite familiar with those things. Then I was transferred to the Department of Teacher Education, where I was working now with teachers' colleges, open distance learning. So there's nothing new really in the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education. Then I was transferred. One says, why are you always transferred? Are you the best or are you the worst? Because sometimes if they can't find a position for you, they change. So being transferred does not always mean you are the best. Maybe you are the worst there, they try to find where you can do something productive. So that's where I am now, working with universities. And this season is a very busy season, very busy. When we started graduations, remember, we adjourned the University of Zimbabwe graduation from the 15th to yesterday. So because of those adjustments, the program for the Chancellor, the program for the Minister and the entire staff is very tight. Yesterday was at UZ, today some are at in Bulawayo, tomorrow. Today we are here, there are some more already here with me. I am leading a team. We want to see the results there at GZTU. Then tomorrow the graduation. Next week Bindura, the other week Lupani, and so on. So it's a very busy schedule. And then the minister who accepted to be part of this gathering, did not make it today, though he wanted so much to be here. So he sent me to represent him. Now, before I go into my salutations and into my speech, now I was very happy when he mentioned Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, the same person, Napoleon, if you Google quotable quotes from Napoleon Bonaparte, you will enjoy yourself. He has got a lot of quotable quotes, but one of them, which I like so much, which I think is relevant to this conference, he says, if a group of 100 lions is led by one dog, in one battle, they all die like dogs. But if a group of 100 dogs is led by one lion, in one battle, they will all fight like lions. Meaning leadership is very important. It's very important to be a leader who is focused, because your influence will be passed on to those who are behind you. So if you are a leader and you are not focused, you are confused, everyone else will be confused. If you are a leader and you are focused, you are firm, you can do things correct and properly, everyone behind you will do those things. Like the Bible verse which says, when the oil was poured on the head of Aaron, the oil came down through the beard and then to the toes. Meaning the influence comes from the top, going downward. Now let me go to my speech. Let me recognize the Minister of State for Mapro Province, Comrade Isha Zamira, here represented by Comrade Machako, the Vice Chancellors of State Universities, Principals of all colleges, here represented, Vice Chancellors, Vice Principals, here represented. I can see Mr. Mshosho here, one of our members, staff members, the ASA President, Comrade Edward Kinene, the Secretary for Gender, Comrade Messi Asasiwe, the President, ASA President for East Africa, Comrade Moscovia Magawa. That correct? Magawa. Is it not? Okay. Nagawa. The ASA President for the SADC region, Comrade Jubilee Maposa. The Secretary General, the SADC region, Comrade Kuzai Gurure. The National Secretary General for Zikosu and Treasurer of ASA, Comrade Tapiwa Marongere. The Vice President ASA, GZU, Comrade Tatenda Nyoka. Comrades and friends, ladies and gentlemen, let me go straight to my speech. If at all I left someone, please, you be with me. But I know there is media people, so you are also duly recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here for a very important event on our calendar, especially as the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development. And I want to express my most sincere gratitude and to mention that I have been humbled by this solemn invitation to be part of this event, and more so to be the guest of honor at such an event of global and continental bearing, let me also say that I have been humbled by your level of organizational ability, where you have managed to host such important people, very big people, very important people from across the continent. Our ministry, the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, has got a vision which is covalently bonded to the national vision of industrialization and modernization, where Zimbabwe will be a middle income economy by 2030. We are all aimed at creating the Zimbabwe and Africa that we all want. We want to create a Zimbabwe which we want. We want to create an Africa which we want. We want to stop this fury of people saying, I am migrating to Italy, I am migrating to Spain, I am migrating to UK. No. We want to create our own nations which we want. We want to create an Africa that we all want. We want to create the Zimbabwe and the Africa that is free of violence, free of hate, free of corruption, free of poverty, free of preventable and primitive diseases. We want our nations to be capable of doing that, free of preventable and primitive diseases, through the establishment of an educational superstructure that transfigures knowledge into goods and services. Our guiding philosophy in the quest to achieve the tenets of modernization and industrialization is that of heritage-based development with a programmatic approach to business. In other words, we want heritage-based development, heritage-based education, where we have programs which are lined up on how to achieve our goals. Now, many people might not understand very well when you say heritage education, heritage-based education, heritage-based development. People begin to think of the goat skins around us and those other, traditional shoes and manyatela and so forth. That is not what I mean. When we talk of heritage-based education, heritage-based development is what do we have in our society? What do we have in DRC? What do we have in Masvingo province? What do we have in Manicaland province as our heritage? We have minerals here in Zimbabwe, we have minerals all over in Africa. There are so many minerals. Now let me ask you a question. Will it be of any use for any of our institutions to develop a curriculum on snow technology? We don't teach our people snow technology because we don't have the snow. But those nations with snow, they teach them snow technology. So that is what we refer to by heritage-based development, heritage-based curriculum, heritage-based education, where we study, we understand what we have. In Manicaland there is diamond. So there is need for the education system in Manicaland to focus on diamond polishing, diamond, whatever technology is to do with diamonds, it should be there in Manicaland. What is in other places like Masvingo, I can say there is tourism. Why can we teach people a lot of tourism and hospitality? While like Mat South, there is a lot of cattle ranching there. Why would we want to teach people in Mat South snow technology? People in Bridge, snow and ice, how to deal with ice, how to, you know? So our education system must be heritage-based. I think this is clear now. Many people will reject that when they say, our education must be heritage-based. They say, heritage? You mean we have to put on goat skins and sheep skins around us? No, that's not it. What we have. Now, so we need to standardize the way we do our business in higher education, where our higher and tertiary education systems in Zimbabwe and Africa produce goods and services for our nations, for the region, and for the world at large. Where the structures will be instituted that will reconfigure the education systems through the establishment of synchronized infrastructures, such as programs infrastructure. Is it possible for a student at Makerere University to transfer to Jomo Kenyatta University and do the same program? Is it possible? Now it's possible. Correct. So there is need to strengthen those program structures. There is need also to have synchronized student bodies, where you work together, where there is no this student body going that way and that one putting that way. So there is need to synchronize and harmonize all your activities. We need to institute physical infrastructure at our universities, financing infrastructures that will increase access to higher learning and thus reducing education dropout rate. Modern infrastructure for technology, learning and living spaces for students that will create the best conditions for exportable higher and tertiary education products that we will all be proud of. We need infrastructure, technology infrastructure. We need student spaces. We need the learning infrastructure to be of the top notch so that our products are exportable anyway. Now, we all intend to work together towards rebuilding our economies through the development of critical skills in critical sectors. Our ministry recently carried out a national skills audit, and that national critical skills audit revealed a lot of gaps. You know, in Zimbabwe, we boast of an over 95% literacy rate. We all boast of that. But after this national critical skills audit was conducted, it was revealed that the skills availability in Zimbabwe is less than 40%. Less than 40%. What does it mean? It means we are all learned, we are all educated, but what we can do most, according to our Minister of Higher Education, is to put on neckties, to put on good jackets, good suits, and speak very good English. Good morning. Morning, hi, how are you? And very good at presenting papers. That's our system. But now our minister, our honorable minister, Professor Mugila, is saying, we must transfigure, we must translate that knowledge into goods and services. If one is saying, I'm a doctor in this, we will say, show us what have you produced. What do you have? There is nothing. There is a paper. And recently, when he was commissioning the University of Zimbabwe Council, he said people in our systems are so much proud of saying, I sit in that body, I sit in that other body, I sit in that other body, I sit in that body. And he was saying, why do you sit in those bodies? You don't have to sit. You must say, I work in that body, I work in that body, I work. But people say, I sit, because they go there, they sit, they are given water, they are given drinks and sweets, and that's it. In most of African countries, our universities have been using a 3-mission system, which we refer to as the 3.0 system. 3.0 system, where we were emphasizing on teaching, and then community service. And from there, research. That was all. We were all teaching, doing community service, and research. But now, with the new vision we have in our nation and in Africa and globally, we are saying for us to achieve our vision for 2030, to achieve the Agenda 2063, we need to set up universities with 5 missions, which we call the 5.0 universities. 5.0 simply meaning a university with 5 missions. That is to teach, to do community service, research, then innovation and industrialization. Do you hear me? Why is it that our students, our products rather from universities, will be very happy, very proud to say, to tell you, you know, I was called for an interview at Zesa Holdings, and I showed them, you know, I showed them. That's very good, in a way. But we want people who are innovative, people who can create wealth, people who can create jobs. Like, sorry to bother you with the Bible quotations. I love the Bible. It's one of the books I read most. There was one young man in the Bible called Gideon. Gideon was afraid, and the rest of them people were afraid of the Philistines. So he was hiding his crop from the Philistines. And then the angel of God appeared to him. He said, "Hello there, you men of valor." And then Gideon said, "Me? If God is with us, where are then his miracles?" Then God said to him, "I want you to go and deliver all these people from those Philistines." But he was hiding from them. And then he was sent to deliver the rest from those people whom he was afraid of. Now, in the same way, let me say, I want you who are saying there are no jobs in Africa, I want you to create jobs for the youth. Whilst you are saying there are no jobs, but we come and say you create jobs for others. So that is the essence of having university systems with 5 missions, where we teach, we do community service, we do research, we innovate, and we do industrialization. One time I was in India. I was with a guy from Bangladesh, and he was saying his university was ranked so high up there. I said, "But why?" He said, "Because the students there are very innovative, they research, and they produce products. They produce goods which are now sold into the market. And the big companies big companies will see innovations at universities. And they come, they say, we want this technology. Now I want to sponsor this technology, and it's now ours. Like what Samsung does, they go to a university in, I think it's Seoul University in South Korea. They see an innovation from a student, they say, we take it, it's now ours. We sponsor it, we sponsor you, but the technology is ours. Now Samsung will be selling the technology, but where does the technology come from? Samsung does not generate technology. Technologies are generated by students. So I want to challenge you, as we now embrace the system of 5 missions, that you really get into serious business in as far as research is concerned, innovation is concerned. Be very innovative and create things which can create jobs for others, create wealth for you. So you will appreciate that to realize our vision, our national vision. Our ministry in Zimbabwe has come up with a concept of innovation hubs in the national parks, which was embraced by all universities. But we have started with a pilot project with 6 universities, and we are cascading. We will be constructing innovation hubs and the science parks at all state and non-state universities. I was very happy. I happened to accompany the minister to African University. They've got their innovation hub, which is very good. Anyone from African University? Anyone from African University? Okay. If anyone is from African University, we're going to hear that. They discovered a certain something, I don't know what it is, a certain powder which can be, prepared into kind of yogurt, very nutritious, very healthy. I can't remember the name now. They do it in their innovation hub. But now the thing is in the market now. They supply to supermarkets and they create wealth. So that is the purpose of this conference, where you learn about leadership styles. You need to lead your people. Also, you need to be very much innovative as a student. Teach those who are behind you to be very innovative so that you create wealth. So, we are creating innovation hubs and industrial parks, but our ministry in Zimbabwe is being guided by policy priorities and programs which want to execute, to develop an inclusive higher tertiary education system that is rooted in the heritage, in its delivery of goods and services, e.g. agriculture, mineral heritage. Facilitating learning environments through provision of adequate infrastructure and student access to financial resources. We want to strengthen the learning and application of science through support of science teachers, science learning facilities, apprenticeships, and industrial training colleges. We want to strengthen all the learning systems there. We want to develop and uphold a healthy higher and tertiary education ecosystem where institutions stick to their mandates, where universities stick to their mandates, polytechnics, teachers' colleges, etc. We want to develop a responsive curricula that is based on explicit bodies of knowledge, where all degrees, diplomas, certificates are to be accompanied by a body of knowledge. Recently, again, our ministry carried out a national skills audit, and then we developed a national qualifications framework where there could be a vertical progression, horizontal progression. Now, our system, why is it the universities in Zimbabwe are ranked much lower than our counterparts in Africa? It's because there is one system that we do not have. South Africa has got SAQA, We don't have SAP. We don't have our own SAP. But so our ministry, with the moment His Excellency appointed Honorable Professor Mobira to this ministry, he quickly went after that. He said, we need a national skills audit. We need to see how many skilled people we have. We want to see how can we play around with our certificates. You find one doing engineering at NAST. That same engineering is not the same as the engineering at University of Zimbabwe, but the same electrical engineering. So he's saying there should be a minimum board of knowledge where we say if the person satisfies this, it's now at level. Right now there is that problem. So the national qualification framework was done thanks to the new dispensation, thanks to the president who appointed Professor Mobira, who is a visionary into that. Fortunately, he has been in the education sector at the university for a long time. Now, we also want to incubate science and technology-based industries in support of modernization and the industrialization agenda, and to develop and adopt scientific technologies and institutional infrastructure that will make Zimbabwe and Africa competitive in the 21st century and beyond. Now, our minister always says, if we are innovative, we will generate an economy with jobs which today have no names. Do you understand that? We will create an economy, we will create economies which will create jobs which today those jobs have no names. For instance, in our time, there was nothing like a software engineer. But due to innovation, due to research, now we have someone called a software engineer. During our time, there was not much computers. So because of innovation, we now have software engineers. We now have careers that are based on computers. So if we are innovative, if our education systems, if all our universities focus on innovation, research, we will create economies with jobs which today, those jobs, they have no names. So they will be there. So we also are setting up innovation hubs that I've done, I've said, and want to enhance productivity through the maintenance of high levels of morale with the values of humility and patriotism amongst all people at the university. We also want to promote research. We also want to strengthen governance structures to enhance accountability at all our universities. Gone are the days when the VC was like a cat and the student representative councils were like rats. The moment the rat sees a cat, then the conflict begins. I have listened to a presentation, and by all means, we want to avoid conflict. We want to avoid confrontation with authorities at university, which means we need to create systems which promote or strengthen governance structures, which will enhance accountability, which will enhance and promote. Now, to achieve the policy priorities I've mentioned above, our ministry here in Zimbabwe has put in place some programs. The National Critical Skills Audit, which was done, the Geospatial, Aeronautical and Space Agency capability for Zimbabwe, that is, the framework is now in place, it was launched. The geospatial capability in critical economic zones, the framework is there. Adoption and development of life technologies, all the programs are now, the frameworks are now in place. We need to enhance also the high performance computing system, the HPC, which is stationed at the University of Zimbabwe. We are also into coal to fuel research program, which is done by Verify Engineering, and things are happening there. We are establishing science parks, innovation hubs. We are also capacitating teachers in the teaching of science, where we are imparting science skills, mathematics skills to our teachers. Because if we focus on universities and the teachers' colleges and the polytechnics, remember, higher and tertiary education is the consumer. We consume the products which come from the primary and secondary. So we also need to capacitate those people down there so that they groom the students, they teach them the science skills that we want, the mathematics basics that we need, so that when they proceed to our institutions of higher learning, there is no problem. We can promote science and promote engineering and mathematics when it is done at the grassroots. We also have increased the rate of absorption of post-O and A-level students at our polytechnics, teachers' colleges, universities. We've done that because we were observing that there were many youths who qualified to be at universities but who could not enter because the systems would not allow them. There were some kind of fixed positions. They said, we want 300, and that was all. But we said, no, relax a bit, take and increase exponentially. But we are increasing our students at universities and teachers' colleges, polytechnics, without compromising on the quality. We need to look at how much infrastructure we have, what are the facilities we have. For instance, if for medicine we have got 200 cadavers, 200 tables, we can't then have 700 students because that will compromise on the quality of the doctors we produce. So we're working hand in hand with universities and colleges to find ways of increasing the students' numbers so that we reduce the number of students who are in the streets who are not gainfully employed. We also are in a process of addressing the urgent infrastructure and the facility needs at all universities, all our institutions. Over 150,000 students are in our institutions, but around 20,000 are accommodated, which means the rest are finding accommodation for themselves. And this is not healthy for our investors. This is not healthy for our girl child. This is not healthy even for our young men. It's not healthy. Temptations do come when you live alone. Temptations do come when you live alone. So our ministry is in a process of addressing these needs. There's been so many memoranda of agreement, memoranda of understanding that have been signed towards infrastructure development. And yesterday, the HE, in his inauguration speech at UZ, remember he was installed as Chancellor yesterday, he said that we are concerned and want to address this issue and take it. He urged all universities to begin to implement all the memoranda of agreement, memoranda of understanding, which were signed towards infrastructure development. We also want to establish, we've established a national qualification framework. We are also enhancing good governance in the ministry and all our institutions. We want accountability. Now, the Honorable Minister, Professor Murira, always said, as leaders, we do not want, listen carefully, we do not want to be trapped into a megalomaniac frenzy. That's what he said. Megalomaniac frenzy, where you are the boss and everyone else is your subject. No, you need to understand the difference between a manager and a leader. A manager will say, you do that. You do that. If you don't do it, you are fired. A leader will say, let's do this. That is the kind of leadership we expect. Now, it has been demonstrated by our own president, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa. He always said, my leadership is a servant leadership. I am your servant. These ministers are your servants. All these people holding high offices are your servants. So we are not in a position to be trapped in this megalomania where we are bossing around. No. So as leaders, you make sure you are not trapped into that. Now, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by mentioning that the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, we dare to dream, and we dream big. We dare to dream, and we dream big. We look at the unseen. We see the unseen. Where someone says there is nothing, we see something. Where someone sees a problem, we see an opportunity. We see an opportunity. So we look at the unseen and we see the unseen. We will create jobs that today have no names. I have said that. That is our vision that, of course, will dovetail with the African vision, with the UN vision, with the SADC vision, and with our national vision. And we want the potential of the youths and the students to be unlocked to full throttle if we are to realize our vision. All the potential that lies in the young people, in the students, must be unlocked. You must be seen that, yes, you are innovating, you are researching, you are bringing in wealth, you are contributing to the development of our economies. Ladies and gentlemen, with these few words, it is my hope that we'll work together for the development of our education systems, for the development of our nations. And with these few words, I know that there were few, but let me say with these few words, I want to declare this conference officially open. I thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We can take our seats. Thank you so much. A great presentation. I think you'll be someone, by God's grace. That's a great presentation. Mr. Utete, representing Professor Emon Morwira, the Minister of Higher Education. Let us give him another round of applause. So we are not going to waste a lot of time. He was talking about good corporate governance in the education system. He was talking about innovation, industrialization, and an education system should be driven by a philosophy, heritage, technology. So that's our business as philosophers, to shape up minds for critical, constructive thinking. That's the purpose. And that's why philosophy is important. Philosophy, you will be nobody. So everybody should be driven by a philosophy, giving us the guideline, heritage, technology. Thank you so much for your presentation, and we enjoyed it. And while you are taking a small break, we would like to let you that you were talking about innovation. We've got some exhibitions for you to have a look. Those who are responsible, you can go to your places so that they can come and check. After that, there will be a presentation of some certificates as crafted by the organizers. So let us help those who are responsible for exhibitions, please, to go and take their positions. We have them from Masingo, Joshua Nkwauko, Masingo teachers, and Mary Mount, Masingo Poly is also there. You also welcome them, explain what is it, who you are, your identity. That's quite great. It is coming because of ASA, African Student Union. That's great. We were talking about the rhinoceros and reclamation fund, and we have already addressed the issue of heritage technology to reclaim our technology in different spheres of life. That's critical. So I think it's okay. With all due respect, then Guru, Marone, and the President, can you please assist in guiding our respected guests to the exhibition?
Tokubatsira.